listen.
Never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good, host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Can't get enough baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
There's no human being on the planet I'd rather talk to about technology than Mike Brenly. How are you? Good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to the Baseballs and Boring family. Do you have a shirt?
I do not have a shirt. I've been trying to track one down for years,
you know
and it seems like everyone else can get their hands on it but me. So.
Today, as soon as we finish talking, I will hand one over. I have one in my bag.
I look forward to it. It's why I showed up today.
But you have to complete the act.
There we go.
So what we're doing, hot technology, sponsored by Wasabi, Hot Cloud Storage, Wasabi Technologies. And I love talking about the merging of technology in baseball. In this case, it's something that, it seems like it has been going on for 30 years, but it hasn't. Obviously, the replay system. But even in the last couple of years, the replay system has changed. So just tell me about what your responsibilities are when it comes to the replay system.
Yeah, like you said, when I took the job in 2020, it was very complex at that time, and it's even gotten more complex in the last few years. But so basically just I have 2 giant monitors, and it looks like a big CIA room. And I have every angle from center field to left field to above each base to anything you can think of. And I'm able to kind of cut them together and put them together and slow them down and rewind and do anything I need to do and zoom in. So it's a lot of responsibility, and 15 seconds comes really quick. It happens very fast, and it definitely keeps you on the edge of the seat. But it's a fun job, but it's definitely tough at times.
So talk to me about when you said 2020. Like now you have this just unbelievable. I mean, that sounds like it's like the best sports bar of all time. But what was it? Was it like that, or did you have fewer monitors, or how did that look like when you first took over?
As far as the overall baseline technology and angles and everything like that, it's relatively the same. Each ballpark has a different angle. A lot of the stadiums with domes have a nice overhead high home cam for plays at home plate, which is really nice to have. Obviously, we don't have that here, but each ballpark has different angles. But as far as just the overall setup and stuff like that, there's really nothing changed there. But every year there's different things that come in and different ways that you can maneuver things or do things the way you like it. It's all just kind of finding what works for you and where your eyes go quickest.
So when you started to do it, when talk to me about when they approached you about doing it and how much you knew already about it. I forget who had done it before you.
So JT Watkins was in there before. I had sat with him for a week or so and just kind of, I was out in the bullpen doing the bullpen catching stuff and would kind of go in and out from the dugout and from the clubhouse back then. So just kind of sat with him and just kind of watched him work and do what he did and different things. You can, change the speeds of cameras or back and forth or different things like that. So I was pretty familiar with the system.
And that was, how long was that? Because it wasn't, now it's 15 seconds?
Yeah, now it's 15.
What was it then?
I think it was 30 back then.
30.
So yeah, that happened quick. I don't really like that they did that to me, but I did have a pretty good understanding of how it all goes down and what to look for and how to do it. But when you're sitting there with someone and they're in charge of it and you're just kind of watching, it's a little bit different than you're the one answering the phone and making the ultimate decision. But JT taught me well, and I've also had the chance to connect with other replay coordinators throughout the league and get little tips and tricks maybe that they might do or things that might be able to help me. So it's definitely an evolving position.
So give me some tips and tricks. I mean, I don't think these are. I mean, it's not like guarded secrets, I would imagine.
No, and it's really nothing that anyone wouldn't think of, and I definitely think the fact that I played helps a lot. You can kind of have an understanding of, okay, there's a ball down the line, this is where the ball might be going, or so-and-so's on first base, there might not be a play on him at home, so let's go over here. And advice Jerry Naron gave me in 2020 is don't give me a maybe. It's either a yes or a no.
Ooh, that's good
don't
advice.
give me a maybe.
Yeah.
a lot of times they'll call up, and you got to keep in mind, the time of the game, where we are in the game. Is it really that big of a call? If it's a play at first with 2 outs in the first inning, are we going to pull the trigger there? Are we going to hold on to it? So you definitely learn little intricate things about it that can help you along the way. But I think that was the best advice I got from Jerry was don't give me a maybe. Give me a yes or a no.
That's awesome advice. So give me the play that obviously, we have sort of the defined plays that we all go to when it comes to replay. The steal at second, the play at the plate. Give me the play for you that is the one that you like. And I know that every play is different, but the play that you're like, okay, this separates itself. Is there one? Or is it just every play just sort of unique in its own?
Yeah, I would say, like you said, there's the play at first or the stolen base or things like that are kind of mainstream every day.
Not to interrupt you, but what's without looking, what is the play that you reviewed the most, you think?
Probably stolen bases. Other than just the typical out at first, just to make sure that he stayed on the base and, he was out or safe. But I would say stolen bases are a big one, especially now with the oven mitts and different things. Guys are flying off the base a lot more. And, just trying to emphasize to our infielders, just keep the tag on him. You never know if a guy oversides a base or can't hold on to it. So it doesn't hurt to keep the tag on and at least give us a chance. If you keep a tag on and he would slide off, we have a chance to get the out. But if you don't, then there's really no chance.
Well, when you say you have a stolen base, you must look at it a little bit differently than even you did probably when you were playing, right? Because you must look at it as hey, when everyone else is saying, of course he's safe, did he actually graze? Because they're also telling the catcher now, I think, or a lot of times, not even throw the bag, but throw to the body, right?
Yeah, we've seen that over the last few years, like you said, that it's kind of evolving into throw the ball kind of up the line more, so you get the guy on his leg or his foot as he's sliding. But just trying to keep an eye on everything. Like I said, you'll see little things where a guy will come off by a little bit, but the ultimate thing you have to remember is there enough to overturn it? We had a play last night early in the game, a ball down the left field line, and it looked like it hit Kauser's glove and then landed in fair territory, but there wasn't a great angle at it. So that's one of those ones in the first inning. Are we going to get it? Are we not going to get it? Is it worth it? So you kind of have to weigh all your options in those cases, and sometimes you got to hold on to it just in case.
Well, that's the thing about the angles. You're like, I would imagine, even though you have all these angles, there's probably times where you're like, man, is there another angle we can get? Yeah,
and you just keep looking. You're just hoping there's a surprise angle out of nowhere that pops up out of anywhere. But you just have to make sure that, hey, this is going to benefit us, or I feel that it's going to benefit us. And I'm very lucky and blessed that AC has complete trust in me. And I feel like if I do decide yes or no, he has my back. And ultimately, he's the honcho and he's the jefe. So if he decides to go against me, it's on him. But he's got full confidence in me, which helps.
How would he go? Was it just say, would it be just to be time of game? He just doesn't want to take a chance, or because, like you said, you have to be definitive. You have to be definitive about. So if he says, I don't think so, even though you said, we should do it, is it just time of game or his gut feel? Or
we've never had a situation where I've said yes and he hasn't done it. He's done once or twice where he's decided we're going to do it, which like you said, time of game. If it's late in the game and why not? We haven't used it yet. And
you'll say I don't think so, but say, listen, we got to try.
And obviously he's the boss. So if that's what he feels, or if, they see things great. AC sees the fields better than any manager, I think, in the big leagues. So I think the fact that, if he has an inkling, wants to go with it, I support him as much as he supports me.
So talk to me about, the process of it, about how that happens, where the play is made. 15 seconds. Holy mackerel. So take us into that world. The play happens, boom, what happens then?
Yeah, another thing Jerry and Aaron told me was go to the point of the play that is going to help us the most. So, for instance, on a double play ball, if the call is out at second and we're on defense but safe at first, the out at second is good for us. There's really nothing I can do for that call. They might look at it to see if he was safe, so I go directly to first base to make sure everything was good there. And then if everything is good there, you might go back and just make sure, was the slide okay? Was it a bona fide slide? Did he hold on to the base? Is there any way that can benefit us? But go to the play that's going to impact us the most and give us the best chance to get an out or a safe call.
But you have to do that. So how long does it take? So 15 seconds. Like this, say that. How long does it take to initially typically get to that first? How many seconds does it take to get to that point where you kind of have an idea?
Some are quick, some take all 15.
Really?
And to make it even more fun for us, MLB put a shot clock in the corner, and when it gets close to zero, it turns red. So you'll see like red numbers in the corner of your eye, and your heart's beating already. But you just try to. It's nice when you go to ballparks like Yankee and Baltimore, and some of the ones we go to a lot more. Obviously here at Fenway, you have an idea of where your good cameras are for first or second or third, or a play at the plate or a ball down the line. What camera's going to help me most? And being able to drag those together and piece them together the best that you can and zoom in, you kind of learn what's going to help you and what's not going to help you that's where I think experience helps a lot. You just kind of feel comfortable with what you have.
So when is the zero? Like what is considered the end?
So as soon as the play's done, AC puts his hand up, and at that point our clock's going. Yeah, once the umpire acknowledges him, our clock's going, and then I have 15 seconds from that point to decide yes or no and let them know to let the umpire know.
So it's the minute, the end, before 15 seconds is they have to inform the umpire.
Yeah.
So it's so even in those couple seconds, I mean, really you're 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Because you got to make a call and then they have to do it, right?
And as soon as even as the play's happening, right? You're looking and you're making sure, was he safe? Was he out? What do I need to look at to ultimately decide? And sometimes it's quick. You move on and you look at another part of the play. But other times you got to look at a lot of different things. And I would say probably the toughest situation is when you get multiple runners and like a ball in the gap. You need to make sure the runners touch the base. You need to make sure that, the ball was okay in the outfield, that there was not a play at the plate. Where was the catcher on the play at the plate? Is he blocking the plate? Was he safe at the plate? Did he hold on to the ball? A lot of things go into it, and that's where I think, like I said, just playing the game and understanding different scenarios and different situations and where the ball might go and where it probably is not going to go. I think that helps me a lot.
We all watch baseball, but you must watch it more intently, honestly, like than any human being here. I mean, this is more than anybody, because you can't not watch it intently.
Yeah, and like I said, I think over the years as I've gotten more comfortable back there, yes, I'm definitely locked into every single pitch, but I think you learn situations. If there's nobody on base, you can give your brain a little bit of a breather, but like I said, when stuff starts going and multiple runners are on base, it's hard to take your eyes off anything, because you never know. You could get a random pickoff out of the blue that's close, bang, bang, and you got to look at that. But I definitely don't watch baseball the same way. Even if I'm not working the game, I'm always looking for different things. Or did he touch the base? Or was, the catcher in front of the plate? It's totally warped my mind from the joy of just watching a baseball game. But it's fun, and it's definitely kind of cool to know that, we had that play with Dom Smith in Kansas City, or we had the play with Jordan at the plate where we got a big out call. It makes you feel good that you were able to help the boys, get a call overturned and possibly help us win a game. So that's definitely a cool feeling.
Honestly, this conversation's made me, I thought I knew, but I didn't know. And what you just said, I think it hit more than anything, which has warped your brain. I mean, it has, in a good way.
I'll be sitting at home watching, a game or something with my family and my daughters and my wife, and they don't understand why I'm so locked in, but it's just the way I watch the game now. I have a very hard time just enjoying the game of baseball at this point, but but just watching games helps, just seeing other scenarios or situations or other, replay guys might do something that kind of open your eye. There's a play that comes to mind. There was a play at first recently, and the guy was clearly off the base, so you think automatically he was out or safe, but the guy swung the tag around and tagged him on the backside before he hit the base. So that's the other thing. There's also multiple ways that he could be out or that you have to look at. So it definitely warped my brain.
Is there an evolution to this? I mean, the evolution has already been in a few years, whether it's knocking down the time or adding more angles or whatever. Is there an evolution? Is there a next thing? I mean, you've talked to the other guys. Is there next thing to this?
I'm sure there is. For me, there's a few different things that I think could help. Obviously, I think there's a huge clamoring for some kind of strike zone challenge situation.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's going to mean.
Raise if that happens.
I mean, for me, having a catcher's background, I love the human aspect of the umpire. I love catchers being able to impact the game framing-wise. But I do think if you had a couple throughout a game like the minor leagues that, you could challenge. Just that big call that could come up that could challenge.
So you talk to the minor leagues, so the hitter typically is the one.
Yeah, but if there was a call, and it could go through the video room, that'd be great. I think also a big call that can swing a game at times is a check swing. Maybe a check swing challenge play. And, there's a lot of plays within the game that aren't challengeable, so you'll get people upset. Why didn't you challenge? Well, there's a lot of plays that really aren't. You can't do much about. You can ask the umpires to get together or do different things, but I think a check swing, maybe one a game, one and done. Whether you win, whether you lose, one and done on a check swing, because that's a big call at times, and that can change an at bat, change an inning, and change a game.
That's a great point. Is there any other plays you think that might ultimately be that aren't? Because again, like you said, a lot of times we scream and yell, challenge, challenge. And like, no, you can't challenge. It's not part of the deal.
I mean, off the top of my head, other than those couple, it's really hard to say. A lot of the stuff on the infield kind of before the umpire is not challengeable, like a foul ball, if it's before the base umpire, you can't challenge it. So a lot of the plays on the infield, and they say that it's hard for them to be able to give that freedom to challenge those because of runner placement more than anything. So, I'm sure they're going to do different things and tweak with it like they have. And, I'm not really sure what the next step will be, but hopefully as long as it doesn't take more time away, I think I'm all in for it.
Yeah. All right, last two questions have nothing to do with anything. Candy corn, yes or no?
Candy corn, no. No, I'm out on it. My daughters love it. I don't know why. I don't know if their palates have fully developed yet, but I'm out on it.
Okay, math. This is because school's back in session. Be honest.
Learning math or teaching math?
No, just math.
Yeah, math.
Like, this is always as I say this because I identified math as the subject where everyone's like, why do I have to take math? So, but baseball players may be a little different.
I was okay at math. I struggled in other parts of school, but I was okay at math. But, we have phones and calculators and all different kinds of stuff now, so I don't know if it's as important as it used to be, but since my mother-in-law was a teacher, I'm going to say yeah.
Okay. Well, I like where you're going with this. We have the Google machine.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.